Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Psychiatry Rewritten. My name is Lane. I wasn't planning this episode, but grief doesn't wait for timing. It doesn't care what's on your to-do list or how strong you were yesterday. It just shows up. Uninvited, inconvenient, overwhelming, and suddenly nothing feels solid. I'm going through it right now. And I don't have some polished script for you. What I do have is the truth. Grief is the price of love. And today, I'm paying it in full. So, this episode is for anyone who's ever felt like the world kept spinning when theirs stopped. For the people who showed up to work with swollen eyes and attention headache. For the ones who don't even know what to call it yet. But something is missing. And it hurts. You're not alone. And we have to talk about it. They say grief comes in stages. First, it's denial, and then anger, and then bargaining, and then depression, and finally, acceptance. But here's the thing. No one told me the stages could happen all before lunch. No one warned me that I'd feel fine for a week and then fall apart in the canned soup aisle because I saw their favorite flavor. Grief is not a checklist. It's not linear. It's a wave that hits out of nowhere. And it doesn't ask permission. Sometimes it looks like crying. Sometimes it looks like being unbelievably tired for no reason. Sometimes it's rage or numbness or forgetting your own birthday. Grief lives in the body. It messes with your sleep, your appetite, your memory. It makes your chest heavy, your stomach tight, and your jaw sore from clenching. It whispers lies like, you should be over this by now. Other people have it worse. You're being too emotional. But none of that is true. Grief is proof you loved. It's not weakness. It's not dramatic. It's a biological, emotional, human response to loss. And if you're feeling it, it means you had something or someone worth grieving. I need to tell you something personal. My dog, Vinny, is missing. I don't know if I'll ever get closure. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. But he's still here with me. And this grief, this version, doesn't care that it came with fur and 4 legs. It doesn't care that some people will say it was just a dog. Because he wasn't. He was comfort. He was joy. He was family. And grief doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care how big the loss is. It just arrives. And when it comes, it hijacks your life in quiet ways. It steals joy, time, and presence. Until you look up and realize it's been months and you're still not whole. But I don't want that for me. And I don't want that for Vinny. So I'm talking about it because naming grief is how we take its power back. Vinny, wherever you are, I hope you know you are not forgotten. Not for even a second. You are not just a pet. You are love. And your name is in the stars now. I don't have this figured out because I'm in it. But I feel this pull to share it anyway. Because someone out there needs to hear this right now. While it's still messy, while I'm still figuring out how to breathe, while I'm still crying mid sentence. Because grief can feel like a secret shame. And I want to blow the lid off that lie. You're not broken because you're still hurting. You're human. And if we wait until we're healed to talk about it, we'll miss the moment where someone else needed to feel seen. So I'm saying it now. I'm in pain, but I'm still here. And that matters. Grief is debilitating, not just emotionally, but physically too. It makes it hard to eat, to think, to care. And meanwhile, the world just keeps going. People go to the store, scroll their phones, plan vacations, and I'm over here wondering how they don't feel the absence I'm carrying. And it makes you resentful, not because you want others to suffer, but because you want someone to notice. You want the world to pause, to say, something sacred was lost. But it doesn't. And so you grieve in silence, but not here. Right now, everything stops.
Your grief matters. Your pain is real. You are not crazy for feeling like the world should have changed because yours did. There's this part of grief that people don't really talk about. The part where you could burn it all down, push people away, absolutely destroy what used to matter, and not even feel bad about it because deep down, it already feels like the worst thing has happened. You're not suicidal, but you don't want this life either. Not without them in it. But here's what I'm learning: letting the pain soften doesn't mean letting go. It means carrying the love, not just the loss. It means trying to live in a way they'd be proud of. You don't have to love this life, but if you're still breathing, there's still a chance for something beautiful to find you again. Maybe not today, but maybe. And maybe that's the bravest thing you can do. One of the saddest, most isolating parts of grief is feeling yourself slipping, knowing you're slipping, and not being able to stop it. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You see it happening. You know what it means. But you can't stop it. You lose routines. You lose joy. You forget what laughter sounds like in your own voice. You're not gone, but you're not here either. No one really notices because you're still posting, still replying, still functioning. But deep down you know you're unraveling. And there's nothing scarier than feeling yourself disappear while watching it happen. But you're still here, and that means something. It means the story's not over yet. Sometimes grief doesn't feel like an emotion. It feels like a presence, a weight behind you, a shadow in the corner. And it doesn't always feel evil, but it feels heavy, icy, like the air changed. And even when you're surrounded by people, you feel not quite alone. That's not you being dramatic. That's your soul trying to understand absence. The shadow is what love looks like when it no longer has a home. And sometimes it follows you, not to hurt you, but to remind you that what you lost still matters. There's something in grief that feels like the devil, not the religious devil, the one that lives in despair, the one that wants you to stay stuck. Because if you stay stuck, you miss everything else. You miss the people who are still here. You miss your own story. And one day you look up and realize you didn't just lose them, you lost everything around you too. That's the trap. That's the battle. And that's why I fight. Because grief already took enough. It doesn't get to take the rest. When it rains, it pours. But I'm not going to drown. No, I'm going to swim like hell. The darkness doesn't get the ending. I do. I'm not I'm not going to let the pain eat me alive. I'm not going to let the pain win. I'm going to name it. I'm going to sit with it. And then I'm going to use it. Because this pain, this loss, it's not the end of me. It's the beginning. The moment I stop shrinking, the moment I stop hiding, the moment I chose to turn heartbreak into fire, and then let that fire light the rest of my life.
Dear Vinny, your name is in the stars now, and I'll keep walking toward the light you left behind. Because if I leave now, I never get to see how the end plays out. And that just takes all the fun out of it. What was all the suffering for anyway? If I don't stick around to see how the damn cookie crumbles. I believe my love for Vinny is unconditional. Not just in life, but beyond it. And that's something I've wrestled with. I've gone back and forth with religion, with spirituality, with what happens when we leave this place. But the one thing I always come back to is this. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. And if that's true, then the love I have for him, the love he gave to me, it's still here. Changed, maybe. Harder to hold. But not gone. Because love like that doesn't disappear. It just finds a new way to be felt. Thank you for being here with me. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. I see you. I am you. We don't have to navigate this perfectly. We just have to keep speaking. That's how we find each other in the dark. Vinny.